He's got photos of somebody he shouldn't have. Adam Sandler. I'm convinced that's his secret to success. Five things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Shea Automotive. Dive into the Shea Megalot for a refresh today. Stop in, trade in your vehicle, and you might be surprised to get more for your trade than you ever got before. Plus, no payments till January 2024. Shea Automotive Group. See dealer for details. It's a done deal. UAW announcing yesterday that the majority of its members at GM, Ford, and Stellantis have officially voted to ratify 4.5-year contract agreements. The deal's all similar among each of the big three. Those contracts all including more than 20% wage increases, cost of living adjustments, retiree bonuses, shortening the time to reach top wages, and more benefits. There are reports that a deal between Israel and Hamas to free dozens of hostages and declare a multi-day ceasefire is imminent, could be announced as soon as today. If that deal materializes, it would be the biggest diplomatic breakthrough since the October 7th Hamas attack. Some good news yesterday for some turkeys who learned that they will not be the featured star at the dinner table on Thanksgiving Day Thursday. Governor Whitmer announcing that the name of the turkey in Michigan that she is pardoning is Dolly Pardon. Meanwhile, at the White House, President Biden issued pardons to a pair of turkeys. They are named Liberty and Bell. Pistons problems continue. They lost to the Denver Nuggets last night, 107-103. That is 12 losses in a row for the Pistons. And the Senior PGA Championship set to return to Michigan. It'll be at the Golf Club at Harbor Shores in Benton Harbor, May 23rd through 26th. Sixth time that tournament's been held at that particular course. And to cap this one off, dogs are said to be man's best friend, and some recent studies now back that up. Recent research suggesting that dogs help their humans with moving more through taking them for regular walks, which is considered good for your mental health. Petting a dog, offering a boost of feel-good hormones and a reduction in the stress hormone cortisol. And that research also suggesting that spending several minutes with the dogs improves children's and students' moods. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Off and on showers most of the day today, with temperatures settling in at around 45. Winds out of the east-southeast at 10 to 14. They'll become southerly this afternoon, perhaps gusting as high as 25 miles per hour. Showers continue into the evening hours before moving out late tonight, leaving us with cloudy skies overnight and temps around 34. Then a generally cloudy day expected tomorrow. Will reach around 43. Thanksgiving Day Thursday, plenty of sunshine and about 45. Right now it is 37 in Flint, and in Saginaw 36.
Foxhole Morning Show.
Flint's Classic Rock Authority.
103.9. The Fox. Now, if you're traveling for the holiday, do not put your suitcase on the bed. Never do that, apparently. Because your suitcase is way filthier than you think. You wheel it around through airports, including the airport bathroom for a carry-on. You wheel it around outside where it's picking up dirt and, traces of feces. If you don't believe it, take a Clorox wipe to your suitcase wheels right now. You don't want to know all the bacteria from your bag is getting on the bed, so don't put it on the bed. Even if it's a hotel bed, those germs can get mixed up in the sheets and get on you.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Morning, Ben. Morning, Lee. Tupper Lake. Amu Puese. Linda's here from the township. Anil is here. Welcome to each and every one who has taken time out of their day, whatever time of the day it happens to be, to join us this morning. I've got a whole lot of folks who have now joined us from parts all over the world. Meg is here. Tanker is here. Ryan is here. Welcome to all of you. Looks like Malin is here. There's a long list of names that I do not recognize. That's because you folks are coming in out of curiosity, wondering what the hell is going on here. Tell you what it is. This is a live morning radio show. It emanates from Flint, Michigan in the USA, where it is now 7:03 a.m. in the Eastern time zone. Getting a morning started for our American audience, for those of you who are looking at us from around the world, other parts of the world. Alicia's here. Good morning, Alicia. Martin, Josh, Brian, Joe, Cool Man Syndrome here. Mustaine is here. Lots of folks that we are welcoming in for the very first time, and glad to see you here. We're going to be here for the next hour or so. This is kind of a behind-the-scenes look at a radio show going on. I do the news and the traffic updates, as you might have already picked up on that with the newscast, and we got traffic coming up in a few minutes. But we usually spend most of the next hour chatting with you during the music and the well, the music and the commercials. We have a lot of those too, as all American radio stations do. City Boy Dan, that would be American Dan from West Virginia. Good morning to American Dan. Steve here, Heather here. Good morning to Steve and to Chris and Heather. Good to see all of you guys here. 37 degrees Fahrenheit right now, and on the way to, as we mentioned, very low and wet 40s today. It's going to be a rainy one. The optimism is around the fact that Thanksgiving Day Thursday, which here in the United States will be a holiday, one of the most favored holidays of the year, it's going to be a nice day, it looks like. Forecast for sunshine and mid-40s temperatures. Cindy, good morning to you. Here's Johnny and Steph. They're in our studio several miles to my south. I'm in my home studio. They're down in the building.
Your chance at 1 song, 1 second, and $1,000 coming up on the Fox.
He just mentioned that. You might not have heard the entire little promotion that he gave, but we're doing a thing called 1 song, 1 second. We will be taking calls at 7:10 this morning. They will, in the studio. The 9th caller will get the opportunity to guess at the song, which they're going to hear 1 second of. We've been playing this clue for several days now. Same one. 1 song. You got 1 second to try to figure it out based on that 1 second clip. Figure out the song and the artist. And then, of course, you also have to be the 9th caller in on the phone line in the studio in order to be able to get on the air and guess the song. And if you do climb all 3 of those little hills and make it, you're going to be getting $1,000. How about that? Okay, it's been a long day already, you're saying, Linda. That's troubling to hear. Good morning to Stacy. Welcome to you. Come on along and join us here in Flint. Wendy is here. Purple is here. Good morning to all of you folks that are joining us. And Capitan is here. User 049, etc., etc. Charles here. User 508, etc., etc. Good morning to you and to Jeffrey and to Chooch and Edgar and David. A lot of folks up this early in the morning, and I'm supposing that's because a lot of folks are not necessarily in the early stages of their morning like a lot of people are. Here in the United States, we're just getting the day going, but for some folks around the world, we're in the middle of their day, either maybe in their day or evening. Martin is here. Joe is here. Welcome to all of you. Jenny is here also joining us. Good morning to Jenny. And to Chantel. And another Debbie is here. Stanley. Hello, Stanley. Good morning to Stanley. Wet day today. Martin is here. And so is Karen Cook. Hello, Karen. All you folks, let's give you a smile. We call this a smile source. I take a page from our 365 Dogs calendar, which I get every year, because dogs make me happy. I mean, and we just did a story talking about how dogs make everybody happy. Research has shown it. It is there. The results are, it's no longer theoretical. This is legit science that shows dogs make people happy. And here's one who will. This is a dog named Sella, who lives in Waverly, Missouri. It's an Australian Shepherd, and this is your dog that we show you today, named Sella. Sella. They spell it C-E-L-L-A. Hello, Texas. Random cosmic horror from Texas. What part of Texas? Sheila's here from Bay City, Michigan. That's the land of the 4 bridges, 3 of which you can cross for free. The 4th one, nobody wants to. Dave is here. Good morning, Dave. And to Charisse. Can we reboot the day? Oh, boy, it's barely 7 hours in and already you want to start over. That's not good. Mom must be up. That's all I can surmise from that. Hello, Mel. Mel. Hello, Mel. I'm smart enough anymore to be able to remember to wear a dark shirt when we do this, because the small type on the messages that come in is difficult enough to read without having a problem in the background where you can't see it. You remember us from Periscope. Well, I'm glad that you remember us from Periscope. Oh, that Mel, no wonder I could. And Stacy from Roseville. Welcome, Roseville. Used to live over that way. Used to live down in the... Actually, I lived a little bit south of you. I lived right in the city of Detroit and grew up there, just the other side of 8 Mile Road. All right, here we go. Johnny and Steph from the studio, and let's see if we can get ourselves a $1,000 winner.
So you get the chance to guess the one song in 1 second and win $1,000. We have the phone lines are all blocked now, so don't even bother trying to call now. In just a minute or so, we'll release those after we give you the clue again. And you can call in and do your best.
Princess Rhonda, hello, good morning.
Wrong answers were Guns N' Roses, November Rain. That was the first one yesterday morning at this time. Then Pink Floyd, Welcome to the Machine, and Pink Floyd, Empty Spaces were guessed at 11:10 and 2:10 on Steve Driver's show.
I've never heard of that Pink Floyd song.
I haven't either. Empty, I think that's what it says. I'm trying to read his writing here, but I think it says Spaces, yeah. And the last guess with Mac at 5:10 yesterday was Lita Ford, but they didn't guess a song. Come on.
She keeps packing to go home to Tennessee.
230-230-9777 will be the number to call here in just a moment. Quickly, I want to mention
Yasmin Morales, good morning.
Dolly Parton's Rockstar album Friday. You can enjoy 30 instant classics off
Yeah,
that
it's a
album.
double album.
Good job, except Dolly wasn't done. She released 2 more bonus tracks. One, a cover of Eddie Money's 1977 hit 2 Tickets to Paradise, and the other one, a remake of her own classic, Jolene, featuring the Italian band Main Skin. They're available.
All you folks that are joining us, I hope you will share us around and get your friends to join us and see what kind of a good time you're having. Give them a chance to have the same kind of good time. How about that?
When Dolly was just singing the words.
You couldn't call yourself Mel Mel there. Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was more impactful for just...
There's another Linda with us. Good morning.
Really appreciate
Hopefully
this
one that's having a more pleasant day to start with here.
Going out there and trying new stuff, you know?
Yeah, well, she's... why not? At her age, with her iconic nature,
Right.
everybody's just glomming onto this for Christmas. This is going to be a big Christmas gift. It's 7-Eleven. Guess what?
One song, 1 second. 103.9, The Fox.
Got it, man. This is what you've been waiting for. One song, 1 second. Let's see if we can't get a $1,000 winner here on the morning show. Not at 11:10 with Steve Driver like all 3 of the previous ones have been.
Yeah, his record can't stand.
I'm telling you, this is crazy. All right, so listen, Karen, I'll pull this music all the way down and play you the hint here, the clue, for a couple of times. That's one. All right, so what song is that? If you think you know, 810-230-9777 is the number you want to call right now. I'm releasing the phone lines. Be the 9th caller. You get the chance at $1,000 next on the Fox.
Hi, everyone. It's Mackenzie.
Okay, let's find out if somebody figured out what song that was. Do you know? Now, again, you have to basically fulfill 3 requirements if you're going to win this $1,000. You have to, A, know the title of the song, B, the artist who recorded the song, and C, the 9th caller. You have to be the 9th caller on the phone line that gets in to go on the air to take the shot at figuring out and naming that song to win $1,000. Isn't that easy? My name is Hal, by the way, for those of you who are joining us for the very first time and just stumbled onto this thing by accident. We're in what we call the Hal Hole. This is the Foxhole Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox, Flint, Michigan, USA. Johnny Burke and Steph Barber are your hosts. I do news, traffic, and chat with you guys. And the people who join us on a regular basis, and we got a whole bunch of them, called the Hal Raisers. They're all kind of wild people. So we hope that you will consider joining us. We kind of float around the live stream landscape nowadays. We used to be on one platform, had issues with that. Whenever the platform would develop technical problems, we'd be kind of hamstrung. We would be stuck. We wouldn't be able to go on and live stream. So we've gone around the dial. Facebook, we are on Mondays. We're here on TikTok Tuesdays, where some people call it Taco Tuesdays. We call it Taco TikTok Tuesdays. Tomorrow, because of the fact that Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the United States, we're going to take our Thursday feed, which is usually on Instagram, and bump it up. We'll be on Instagram tomorrow rather than Thursday. Thursday, we're off. The show is off for the holiday. We're off on the live stream. And then Friday, we're back on Twitch. Probably live stream both on Twitch and on Facebook because we figured out a way to do that. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's kind of that, you know. The Paul is here. The Paul. Linda is counting 8 pens today. Okay, let's find out after a bit what we've got as far as the guess is 8 pens. I have several, usually, every day. And the reason for that goes back to high school. It's the only way I got friends is if I was able to loan them out pens and then they'd never return them. They didn't like me otherwise. Not just high school, anywhere. A lot of our people. Hello, Dee. Good morning, Dee. A lot of our people who are here who are regulars realize that on other live stream platforms, they are different names. And fortunately, the people who are here regularly know what all those names are. Shebop is here. Mel Mel is here. Shaka is here. Catgirl is here. There are people who are here under different names. Connie's here. Good morning, Connie. First time I think I've seen Connie with us. We, earlier this morning, I'm getting ready to do a traffic report here. And one of the things that happens in our area, not only do we have crashes and at this time of the year runaway deer because it's firearms deer season in Michigan, so they're running all over the place to escape the gunfire in the woods. We've had a few of those, but not this morning. We also have weird things on the road, and we had one earlier this morning. It was a couch out on one of the freeways. Kind of wet now because it's been raining all morning long. Who else have we got? Blair. Good morning, Blair. Nice to see you.
The old newsboys of Flint have been making sure kids in need get a Christmas. And since its beginning in 1924, the community will rally behind the old...
Mel Mel thinks, Linda thinks we have 8 pens, Mel Mel. That's the deal. She occasionally tries to count them because sometimes we go with a lot of them.
We have several sponsorship packages available to fit any budget.
Sometimes not as many, depending on how many have given away the day before. User 9063, etc. here. Good morning to you and to Jason Holt. Good morning, Jason.
Or visit onbflint.org to learn more about the old newsboys of Flint.
We'll see you December 8th, sponsored by Brilliant Marketing Company, Streeter Brothers, Everett Imprints,
The Shea Automotive Group, and 103.9
One of,
The Fox.
Just Cheyenne.
Talk to you about that rain that's falling in a minute here.
Vehicle City traffic.
Swartz Creek over by the high school. We got a crash in that area. It's going to be on Dragon Drive. Be careful if you're heading in that area this early hour of the morning. Also in the city of Flint, we have a disabled vehicle along the 3400 block of Court Street you need to pay attention to because it's still dark out. Might not see it. Crashes on southbound 75, 2 of them still being cleaned up, and they're both in Grand Blanc Township. One of them is going to be on northbound 75 Saginaw Road, the other one southbound 75 at Cook Road. Be careful in both of those areas. And it does look like the couch has finally been moved out of the way. That does not appear on our board anymore. But if you spot traffic trouble, crash, unusual delay, unusual piece of furniture in the road, give us a call. 810-230-WRSR, the number. That is 810-230-9777. And Vehicle City Traffic all the time, anytime is available for you at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
I'm thinking somebody with an incontinent grandmother picked up that couch. She won't know the difference.
A little bit more, yeah.
We'll put Grandma on the wet couch. She would never tell the difference.
One song, 1 second. 103.9 The Fox.
103.9 The Fox. Hello out there.
How's it going?
Hey, how are ya?
Good.
Good. Feel like winning some money?
I'll try.
Oh, man, we've got our fingers crossed. You are caller 9. Who are we talking to this morning?
Tom.
Tom, all right. Johnny's going to give you the clue here. Good luck.
Tom, you think you know what it is, by the way?
I hope.
All right, well, here's your clue again. Let's listen carefully. One more time. I've got $1,000 in my pocket. I'd love to give it to you, Tom. Give me the name of the song and the artist.
Jack and Diane, John Mellencamp.
Jack and Diane by John Mellencamp?
Tom.
Sorry, man. But you are still eligible, and we're going to play again at 11, 10, 210, and 510 if necessary. Call in, and good luck from 103.9 The Fox.
All right, thanks.
Morning, Jay. Good to see you here today. Morning after the Big Brother game, the Kelsey Bowl on Monday Night Football. Jason Kelsey's team beat Travis Kelsey's team, and that's because Travis Kelsey's girlfriend wasn't there. Taylor Swift could not be there at the game because she's too busy performing in Brazil in a concert that had to be postponed earlier in the weekend because of a record heat wave there. It was over 107 degrees temperature, and then you add the humidity and everything. It was up around 138. People were overcome by the heat and the fact that you couldn't get water unless you bought it at the venue, which apparently was over-the-top priced. So a lot of people didn't have it. Problems arose as a result of that. That was on Friday night, so they had to postpone the Saturday night, I'm sorry. And then so they had to postpone that concert, bumped it to Monday last night. So she was performing last night where she didn't think she was going to have to, but she was. So she couldn't make it to Kansas City to watch her boyfriend Travis, and as a result, his team lost to brother Jason's Philadelphia Eagles. Glenn is here. Good morning, Glenn. All right. I want to tell you something about this rain that's going on here and how that's going to affect things a little bit later on this morning in a minute here. One of the things, I have this psychotic dog by the name of Jacko. Morning, Lenny. And every day, he, as any dog would be, required to go outside and do what a dog will do outside. Good morning, that sticker guy. Good to see you. Daughter is obsessed with Taylor Swift. Well, a lot of people are. She's selling out every concert venue she goes to. And it doesn't make any difference what the weather is, because she's been performing in the rain. Pouring rain. She's still out there performing, but she was performing in the heat. In fact, it was over. You could tell. I saw a video clip of her trying to perform when it was an incredibly oppressive heat Friday night, and she'd turn her back to the audience every once in a while, and she would be breathing real hard. You could tell she was struggling on stage, but still managed to soldier on through 3.5 hours and 44 songs. But some of the fans weren't quite so able to do that, and so as a result, there was an awful lot of fainting and so forth, and calls for water. And in fact, she, from the stage, helped toss some water bottles over to areas of the crowd that needed it because they didn't have any. Again, the venue made you buy the water instead of bringing in your own, and that hurt. That hurt a lot of people. You know, you couldn't get tickets at all. What? How much were they going for, Mel, in Australia? Because that was crazy. She sold out every venue here in the United States, of course, including Kansas City, which is where Travis Kelce originally met her, and then they've become an item ever since that. Good morning, Mark. Oh, there were different prices. Out of your price range, I'm assuming. Because one thing about a hot concert ticket like that is a lot of people can't afford to buy them. Unless they sit out at the venue for months waiting to buy them before they get scalped. Some were $200 up to $450. I believe that. Morning, Mark. Mark South. I started talking about this rain thing here. After the show, well, okay, hang on. After this, we'll talk about it.
What would you like to guess? John Mellencamp by Jack and Diane. You might want to check that. Yeah, good luck. Sorry. Okay, I'll try tomorrow. Goodbye. Yeah.
It's not what we would have guessed.
Not really. Hey, remember, this is just a reminder, if you're hosting Thanksgiving and you're not fully confident in your plumbing, you might want to get on that right now, because Roto-Rooter would like to remind America, Black Friday is also Brown Friday. The busiest day of the year for plumbers. It's not a myth. They expect to get 50% more calls this Friday than average.
But it's actually a thing?
Yeah, it's not only because our toilets are going to see a lot more.
Mel, you'd have paid $450 for a Taylor Swift show ticket?
Roto-Rooter says the main culprits are clogged toilets, kitchen sinks, and also garbage disposals. They say a lot of people just don't realize their plumbing's partially clogged until guests arrive, and then too many people can overwhelm the system. A few tips to avoid the issue: stop serving burritos before Thanksgiving dinner for starters.
She would have to fly to husband and daughter all try, but she couldn't get one. Wow.
Wipes. They're not really that flush.
Morning, George.
Yeah, no.
2, if you have lots of guests and your plumbing's not great, ask them to wait 10 minutes between showers. It'll give the pipes more time to drain.
Post Malone here. Welcome, Post Malone.
Cooking oils down the drain, they can solidify inside.
Your music is very popular.
Number 4, don't put starchy things like potato peels in your garbage disposal. Since they don't break down well, you should toss or compost them instead.
Hi, Mike. Good morning.
Keep that out of there. And there are things that you don't want to be coming out. If your plumber comes out, there are things you never want to hear from your plumber, like, we're going to need a bigger plunger. Or, if I knew this thing was going to be the result, I wouldn't have had Chipotle. Not a good thing. 7:24.
Listen, I had Chipotle yesterday.
I'm sorry, hold on a minute. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I had Chipotle yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I did, and I'm fine.
Oh. Well, good. You're 1 out of 10. It's not all that bad, I guess. Get ready for our...
Good morning, Will Collins. Any relation to Phil? User 861 and Donna K both here. Good morning. Good to see you. Here's the thing about this rain that's going to happen, and it's happening now and will continue to after our show is over. I got this dog who has to go out every day, as dogs do, outside. Most dogs, dare I say, if you have a dog, probably this is the case at your home. You just simply let the dog out when the dog wants to go out, and the dog does what it does in the yard and comes back in. You have to not worry about even going outside, generally speaking. Occasionally there are some who have to do those tie-downs with their dogs, and they have to go outside and help because it's either a newer dog or you can't trust it because you don't have a fenced-in yard, and the dog might run off if it sees some kind of a distraction or something. I understand that. But in this case, this is a dog that came here 8 months ago with absolutely no background known. It was a stray dog picked up by one of the area animal shelter businesses and was then available to be adopted. I adopted him in March of this year, so almost 8 months now. Here's the thing with this dog. Dogs should be outside in general. Well, I'm not one who agrees with keeping the dog outside more than is necessary if the dog enjoys being in the house. I'm a huge dog lover, dog supporter. Really, really get on people who keep their dogs outside when it is really, really hot out. Because that happens here in Michigan. We have heat and humidity that's just crazy bad when it comes to like July, August. And then when you get down into the wintertime and it's January, February, and it suddenly becomes 10 or 15, 20 below zero Fahrenheit. And a lot of people keep their dogs outside. Now, if it's something where you've got enough shelter for the dog's got enough to keep it comfortable, be it hay or whatever you have to put in to insulate the shelter in order for the dog to be comfortable, that's one thing. But I'm one who really is let's keep the dog inside to keep the dog comfortable, because the dog is only on this earth for one purpose, and that is to love you 10 times as much as you put into the loving the dog. And in this case with Jacko, that's his name, Jacko, when he goes outside, he absolutely refuses to do the bathroom break thing in the backyard. Won't do it. So I have to take him around on the road. Now I have two routes that I take him. A short route where we walk around the area, and that's kind of it's a minefield, because he also is the kind of dog who is an overprotective kind of a dog, and he will bark at anything and anyone that he thinks is a threat that's coming within like a half a block of us. He will bark his head off, and it doesn't make any difference if it's man or animal. He took on, several weeks ago, he went nose to nose with a Rottweiler, which lives next door. The Rottweiler just wanted to play with him. He didn't care. He's half this Rottweiler's size, but he went right in his face and started barking his head off at him. So that's what I have to deal with him. He is one who, he will not hurt anyone, but they don't know that if they don't know him, because he comes at you wildly. Again, he's just a mouth. He's mighty mouth. He's a Jack Russell Terrier mix. Those dogs are known to be barkers and protectors, very loyal. Will crossing the street work? That happened. I mean, this we do. We cross the street. But he needs to kind of walk around a little bit before he gets into position to do what he needs to do. He needs to walk around for 5 or 10 minutes beforehand. In this case, Cindy's Senior Rescue is an indoor dog. You would never leave her or any dog outside. Yeah, I'm kind of in that kind of boat. You're house sitting your younger daughter's house, and she has a dog and a cat. Hopefully they get along well. Good morning, Mitch. So here's the thing about when it's a day like this, and I've got a coat. I've got a winter coat for him. Some people have seen on my Instagram page what he looks like when he has. It's an orange coat with tiger stripes on it. Figuring if he's going to act like one, he may as well look like one, okay? But even when he's wearing that, if it's raining out, he hates that. He will not walk around the neighborhood. He absolutely refuses to. I pull him, he'll stand there. I'll pull him harder, he'll stand there. And if I pull him too hard, he can pull back and slide right out of that coat. I don't need that. So what I do is I've got him tricked now. I will put him in the car. Morning to, Kim is here, along with Mike Winter. The Angel Tree started yesterday. That's up in Saginaw County, to our north a little bit. And so Kim is going to be hard working at the Fashion Square Mall, which is the mall up that way that hosts that this time of year, where that's the time of the year when Kim is really busy. So good luck with that. But when I put Jacko in the car, here's how I trick him. He is more than willing to go in the car and take a ride to go up north here. There's an outlet mall in a town called Birch Run that we go to almost every morning. And we walk around there. On a decent day, we can make the entire trek around. It's a little over a mile. And he takes care of things on the way. Sometimes it's a one-bag day. Some days it's a two-bag day if he's been eating a lot the day before. But on a day like this, when it's raining, I still have to take him up there. But he won't go more than 50 feet from the car before he takes care of what he needs to. And then he turns around and go back to the car. I tricked him to get outside to do that. But you got to drive him 7 miles one way, 7 miles back. So it's a 14-mile round trip. Most people will let their dog go outside, won't even have to go out with them, and the dog will do what they need to and come back in. I have to put him in the car and drive him 14 round trip miles to get him to do what a dog is supposed to do, because he won't do anything at home. Stacy is with the dog that also will not go outside because it's raining. I know there's some people who have temperamental dogs like that, but eventually they have to go out. So what happens if Stacy, what happens if the dog refuses to go outside but is in a position where the dog has to and there's really no choice? Then what happens? Morning, Carolyn. Welcome to you. Kelly is here. Good morning, Kelly. Joining us on this. We do this on TikTok every Tuesday morning. It's TikTok Tuesday around here. Mondays we're on Facebook doing this. Live stream has been on for almost 8 years now. But it's always been confined to one platform. We used to do it on Periscope and then kind of moved around. You bet he's got me trained. Yeah. That's what I learned that he was able to do in a previous life, is whoever the hell he had he trained that person to teach him how to do, or to be able to allow him to do things the way he wants to do them. She is not happening. You make her go out. Well, there you go. And then does she bark or whine about coming back in? See, I'm thinking, I might, at some point, we've never had him here for a winter, but at some point, he's going to have to go out in the snow and stay out there for a bit. Because I'm not going out if it's 5 feet of snow out there. He's going to have to go out and do it and come back, but I don't know how he's going to react.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, is like a
morning, Vince
for a lot of folks.
And Jim.
You got what is going to amount to way more than a 3-day weekend. 4-day weekend. Yeah, at least 4. So tomorrow is a mental Friday for a lot of people. We'll be gathering around here and having fun tomorrow.
Morning, Dollar Dan.
As well. But today, we have not been doing this a lot lately because we've been so doggone busy. But we have got a chance for you to take a look at some nerd news. This is our science news that comes through every week, and there's always some interesting stuff in it. We call it nerd news here on the Foxhole Morning Show. Researchers at Brown.
All right, good morning to Names Lee.
So painful.
Welcome, Lee.
Apparently they say it could be useful for Marine engineers and the U.S. Navy. I don't know. Guess somebody's getting tax dollars to study
That's
belly
grant
flaps.
money.
In space news, a study next year is going to look at whether we can reproduce in space by testing...
Devana Lee. Hello, Devana and Logan.
I don't know how they're going to do it. Volunteers, anybody? Also, the James Webb Telescope found a...
Oh, a beagle. Okay. That answers a lot of questions.
Rains sand?
Rains sand, yeah. In funnier space news, the European Space Agency did a simulation to see what a probe would look like falling into Uranus. I just love the wording. They say the tip of the probe would burn purple because of all the gas. I'm just reading the science here. Don't shoot me, man. bug news, scientists in Denmark found a new type of beetle with junk shaped like a bottle opener. What? That could come in handy for us guys, too, by the way.
Right?
After we're done, pop open the top of a good beer.
Morning, V and Carly.
Just in time for
V and Carly.
Christmas.
There you go. In bug news, scientists in Denmark found a new type of beetle with junk. I already said that, but I just thought it needed to be repeated. They named it after the Danish beer, Carlsberg, by the way. I'm not making that up. I don't know why. In AI news this week, a study found it can now generate faces that look more realistic than actual faces. Now, how is that possible? Listen to the
You
way
don't get much real than real.
AI can generate faces that look more realistic than actual faces. This
Morning,
makes
Bree.
no sense.
Hello
No, it
there.
doesn't.
Google unveiled an AI also that predicts the weather. And another study found we might start running out of things to teach AI by the year 2026. They'll be on
That's
their
like-
own.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
Lori Moore Powell. Good morning,
If those
Lori.
real faces, how will we know?
Yeah. This whole thing is...
Hi, Gigi. Good morning.
This whole AI thing, I don't think we have a clue what's going to happen.
No. And by the time we get one, it'll be too late.
Yep. That's your nerd news for this week here on the Fox. It's 7:35.
Hey, Melissa Hager here from...
Yeah, good AI. I can't wait for more of that. I'm already starting to see that in these, in a kind of a troubling form for me. When I'm seeing some of the new phones that are coming out, where you can take a picture of something and then take the object of the picture and move it somewhere else in that photo, so it makes it look like that particular person, let's say, is jumping higher than was originally photographed. You can slide that up there. You can make photos look like something that are real, and people will believe that it's a real photo when it's not. I'm not a fan of that kind of thing. I'm not a fan of AI at all. It's even creeping into our industry. We've got at least one radio station where there is an AI voice that's doing the entire 4-hour show on that radio station in the middle part of the day. It's a real air personality it's a female, who's working at one station, but her AI voice is being heard on another station, and that's here in Michigan. Which, by the way, is where this show is emanating from, if you're just now tuning in and wondering where this radio station is. We're in Flint, Michigan, USA, the home of the formerly crappy, but no longer so, water. Good morning, Krager and Charlie. Welcome to both of you. We're going to be doing traffic in a minute here, so I got to get some information pulled together, make sure that we know what we're talking about when we get there. Okay, the freeways are fine. 75 had some issues, but that seems to be all right now, so we're good there. After we get done with the commercials, we come back, we do the traffic. Hello, Sean. Good morning. Interesting to know where some of you guys are watching us from, because a lot of you, in fact, most of you, are new, unfamiliar names to me, and I'd like to know where you're looking in. That would be kind of cool to know what areas are we penetrating. Here's Amelia. Welcome, Amelia. Good morning.
Memberships vary. See your local Fast Eddie's for details. You can feel the excitement in the air because every vehicle is just $29 down. $29 at Grand Blank Nissan. Plus, get 0%
User 453, etc., etc. Good morning to you.
New Nissans from just $17,200. And all you need is
Hi, James. Good morning.
down. See all the fan favorites.
Tina can't get TikTok today.
Sentras, Rogues, and more.
What makes today different from any other, I wonder?
$9 down at Grand Blank Nissan. And look at that
TikTok is not penetrating the state of New Jersey this morning.
and pre-owned.
Morning, Dee Dee.
Financing for 60 months. Every vehicle, $29 down. $29.
Dano and Bob Jones. Hi there, guys.
Grand Blank Nissan. GrandBlankNissan.net. GrandBlankNissan.net. 0% on select models. 23% PLEs.
Hello, Steve Rockhound. All right.
25 sale price $17,229.
And then another Steve and Ralph. Good morning, guys.
Plus tax title to qualified buyers.
Well, have you called my friends at Professional?
Okay, now he's talking about his hearing
Tested for free
aids.
Because you listen to the Fox Morning Show. And
Ralph here. Good morning.
Here. Well, do it. There's really no reason not to. Listen, the earlier you catch
Yeah, we did have a couch on the freeway earlier this morning. Fortunately, that's been moved. It's all wet, so it's not like something someone can use. One of the things that happens in our area, we have an awful lot of unusual items in the road. Items that are furniture items, like the couch that we had. We've had a flat screen TV in the past. Chairs, wheelbarrows. We had in the vicinity, a human arm one time that was just moments away from having been involved in a crash, a horrible, gruesome crash, and it ended up before any of the emergency personnel got on hand. The unfortunate victim's arm was sheared off. Now, it wasn't in our immediate area. It was down in Detroit, which is like 60 miles south of us, but we kind of count that as being part of our problem because, hey, we all have this long commute stuff. There are a lot of people who are, it's a phenomenon, up here in Flint area, okay? Now, if you're looking at us here, we are, let's say here, Detroit is down here. A lot of people have jobs that they have to go to in and around the Detroit area, but are up here, and they can't afford to move down to Detroit or don't want to. They can't afford to lose the job, so they keep it, and they are enduring an hour-long commute. And when they're heading southbound on I-75, which is the popular way to go, or sometimes US 23, which is another route to go southbound, there are all kinds of issues that they run into. An hour-long drive. So on that drive, we see an awful lot of crazy stuff on the road out there. Extremely basic emojis on TikTok. Extremely basic emojis on TikTok. Hello, free to laugh now. Good morning. That's our man, our San Francisco treat. I recognize him. Good morning, States for Kids. Latest problems include a crash on southbound 475 at Saginaw Street in the city of Flint. That's going to be a slow-go spot for now, since that was just reported to us moments ago. We also have a serious crash involving injury in Davison Township, Oak Road at Clark Street, and in the city of Davison, the 800 block of State Street. We had a crash reported there just a few moments ago. If you spot other traffic troubles anytime, we invite you to call us at 810-230-WRSR. Help us out with that. That's 810-230-9777 and 24/7. Get that vehicle city traffic info at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
The Foxhole Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
So the full band wrote this song, but the lyric was written by Rick Emmett, and the magic
Morning, Tracy.
power is the music. Rick says it's a remnant of a time long ago when we got our new music from albums and radio, and when you could call a radio station and the DJ just might play your song. You know, a station like the Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into it. One of Canada's better exports, I think. It's Triumph with Magic Power now on the Fox.
Steph enjoys the hell out of being able to play songs like that, which are songs that once upon a time were real popular, still are to the hardcore classic rock crowd, but not popular enough for the station to use in its regular rotation. One of the things that, well, radio stations of all formats and all parts of the world do is they cater to the audience that only has a few minutes to listen in the course of the day. Most of the time they're listening in their vehicles while they're going to work or wherever else on their errands. And so if they're only going to be in the vehicle for a few minutes, you want to make sure that they hear mostly music that is familiar to them and a favorite of theirs. So that's why you tend to hear most radio stations playing mostly the same several hundred songs. It's because those are the most popular and the ones that people enjoy hearing the most. But every once in a while, you get something like what we call Steph's Fox Flashback, where she's able to dig into the vault a little bit and play a song every once in a while that isn't heard as often, but used to be a popular song years ago. And you get a chance to win a contest that she shapes based on that song that she's playing, like she's doing right now. That's one of the cool things about this. Good morning, Shackinator. Good to see you. You love Toeless Socks by Clint Black, but they never play it. What station are you listening to? We never play Clint Black because that's a country. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say that we never play country music because we have a nighttime show during Sunday evenings, 7 to 11 p.m., which involves hardcore country music blended with classic rock, because the research has shown that the two audiences tend to bleed over onto one another. One of the things about it is that classic rock, most popular music for some people is classic rock, but then their second favorite is country music. Some of the really more of the older school country stuff. And for a lot of the older school country fans, they like to fall back on classic rock music as another form of music that they enjoy. So we have this show from 7 to 11 on Sunday nights. It's hosted by Dan Richards, which combines those two kinds of music. So I shouldn't say we never play Clint Black, because I'm not honestly sure of that. Morning, Mr. Sparky. And by the way, if you are new to us, which most of you are, you can download our mobile app. 103.9 The Fox has a mobile app which you can download. And when you do, in fact, if I can figure out how to do this, I used to know how to do this. I'll show you the logo, because there are two 103.9 The Foxes on the radio in the United States. One of them's in Chicago. That's not the one we're looking at. We're looking at this one. Here. Look for that logo. Go to your favorite app store. Download that mobile app that has that logo attached to it. And you'll have 24/7 classic rock music. You won't have to wait till TikTok Tuesdays when we come here and join you, because we do that now. We're kind of turning into a TikTok Tuesday regular. This is, I think, our fourth venture into doing that. We're on Facebook Mondays, TikTok Tuesdays. Thursdays, normally Instagram, but because this is a holiday in the United States this Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we'll be off. The show will be off and our live stream will be off. So we're going to take that Instagram show and bump it up to tomorrow. We'll be on Instagram Live. It's at @HalMoss_news. That's my Instagram page, and we'll have it there. If you follow me at that particular address, you'll be able to get notified when we go live. And then on Fridays, we are on Twitch. I've called it Glitch lately because it has done that a lot. Absolutely. Hello, Giggles. Good morning to you. I'd use your entire full name, but not now because I have an open microphone almost. Every time I'm this close to a microphone, I'm assuming it's open. So there's certain words I will not say, even though we're theoretically off the air at the moment. The microphone, as far as I know, is not on. But you never know. I don't need to slip. Morning, Jamie Lynn Warden. Good to see you. That's the only reason I don't say your entire name. Now Johnny and Steph are with us.
I just had to call and tell you that this song rocks, and I love Steph, man. She's the best.
You got it. Thanks for calling.
So glad you enjoy.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
I do love Triumph in that song.
It's a great song.
It really is. So here's your trivia question, and you are playing for dinner for two at Jester's Lounge. The phone number that you'll need is 810-230-9777. We will take the first correct caller.
Yeah, our old station flipped to Christmas last Friday at 5.
Album, Rock and Roll Machine, was released in 1977, and it does feature a cover of a well-known Joe Walsh song. I mean, Joe has so many. Which one is it?
Joe
Walsh.
So many, yeah.
Yeah, so many.
You know, that's interesting because I don't know this answer at all. And I'm not even going to take a stab at it because you know I'll screw you up. but 810-230-9777, you guys can call it in. Andrew's here. He's champing at the bit to say something, but he can't say anything either.
Yeah. I have zero clue. I came in and I said Triumph.
What?
Then
Magic
Live? Yeah, you looked at me like, are you on?
Yeah. You're not old enough to know who Triumph
That's
is.
probably. That's probably.
810-230-9777.
Morning, Robert
Take a
Foley.
stab at that and win Jester's lunch for two from 103.9 The Fox.
Hey, good morning, The Fox. Do you have an answer?
Is it Life's Been Good?
No, it's not. It's the other big one.
See, that's what I would have guessed.
Uh-huh,
I
it's
would
the
have
other
guessed
big
Life's
one.
Been Good, yeah.
A little happy and hello, Chuck.
I want to guess here. 103.9 The Fox. What's your guess?
It's Rocky Mountain Way.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yep, lucky guess or a Google search?
It's a wife guess.
All right.
A wife guess.
A wife guess. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, she
means
knew it.
you've got to take her for dinner.
You almost sound disheartened by the fact that she answered that.
Morning, Doc.
That's right. Behind
My
every
wife
man,
was right.
there's a great woman. Who are we talking to this morning?
Canwell Khan and Woman both here. Yes, she
John.
said her name is
Thanks
Woman.
for calling. You are the winner. You've got that great food from Jester's. So tell us now, who just hooked you up with that certificate for Jester's?
Well, my wife and 103.9.
Perfect.
You know where your
You're a
bread's
good
buttered,
man.
my friend. Good. All right, hold the line. We'll be with you.
Hello, Olo and Wizard.
Andrew is in the house. I just saw this. During Halloween, there was a spooky real-life story for all you true crime nuts. There's this property, Andrew, in Haddonfield, New Jersey, which was the site of a vehicle arson last weekend. A ring camera caught a masked man walking up to the car in the driveway, pouring gas on it, lighting it on fire, and then running away. Now the car went up in flames. There was an explosion. The car melted with a mess by the next day. But unfortunately, or fortunately rather, nobody was hurt. The fire did not spread. Police don't think the homeowners were the target. The house is. The story behind this is because this is the third time in 6 years that a car was set on fire on that property. So somebody had a grudge against the property.
We aren't even in December. You're talking about the Christmas music. Yeah, our old station started playing Christmas tunes last Friday. They're all Christmas all the time, as of 5 p.m. last Friday.
Like a horror movie, right? They are not any known suspects, but the local news says cops...
Back in 08, when we had the big recession around this area, 07, 08, we started playing Christmas music at that station in mid-October because they needed to get people into a decent mood because everybody was so down and so depressed.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, if this is...
And it seemed to work. Morning, Kathy.
So it could have been, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say,
It's hard to say.
Could be a mafia
Could be.
thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's Jersey, right?
Look at, there's a car we can burn.
One of the cops said that if you're looking to buy a particular house, you can always go to the local police.
I know when we go up to Birch Run to do our walk-in that Jacko and I do, they're playing it. They have started playing Christmas music because all of the Christmas decorations are up, including that big 30-foot tree at the entrance to the main part of the mall.
I think we've discussed this before. There is the no-go
Morning, Highlander.
meaning that, as a realtor, you do not have to, or as a homeowner, I should say, you do not have to disclose if somebody died, was bludgeoned, was murdered in a house.
Morning, Julia.
If somebody asks you directly, is this where the murder happened? You have to say yes.
You do.
So, but it's interesting because a lot of people, and interestingly enough, we'll go into Saginaw where I've had stories where I remember being at the house on the outside with the camera in hand for
When you were the
25
news guy,
days.
yeah.
Oh.
Now I'm showing this house, and people ask me, so what do you know about the house? And I say, maybe you should do a Google search. In June of 2014 and, like 9:30 at night. Maybe there's a live report out here.
It depends on who you're asking, the journalist Andrew Keller or the real
Right,
estate
right,
agent.
right. You know what? You bring up an interesting point, though, because when I was a first-time house buyer a couple of years ago, I'd never lived in a subdivision, and if I knew then what I know now about some people that live around me, I would have been a little more careful.
Are you talking sex offenders? Are you talking...
No, I'm just talking about people across the road that seem to have probably 18 families in a house, and they park. They're loud. They've got fireworks. They've got dogs. They've got kids. There's always somebody gets a car repoed at least once a week. The cops come maybe once or twice every couple of months.
Every
somebody
Halloween, a
leaves
fire.
in handcuffs.
Yeah.
I would have been a little more careful.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where I've had buyers go talk to neighbors. I can't stop buyers from talking to neighbors.
Morning,
but
Michael.
sometimes
Michael
they do a
Smith.
little bit more research
Kathy
than what I
Capuccio,
provide as
5.
far as, the 30 minutes of showing them the house, that type of thing.
Ricky's here. Good morning, Ricky.
Idea. You're making a decision to move in somewhere, and, if they have the...
Try to get the anticipation for Christmas season up. That's what you want to do with this Christmas music. You get people, because obviously it takes some time for people to get into the mood. You kind of have to, that's a momentum thing. You have to kind of get the momentum going. So you started early enough, so by the time we get into the heart of the season, you're really kind of raring to go.
Realtors, knockout agents.
Got to work with me here. Good morning, Simply Slow.
KOagents.com.
How long have you been doing this?
All right, they're talking about real estate. George is here. Good morning, George. I see we have some Grinches here that don't want Christmas music this early. Jeez. Come on, man. For me, the whole holiday season starts with Halloween. That's a 2-month season. Starts from Halloween and goes all the way until the ball drops on New Year's Eve into New Year's Day.
A little bit about why knockout
You're a bah humbug, Mel. I can see that. I can see that now. Jeez. We got to get you in the Christmas spirit. You know? Man.
That's very humbling that you say that, but I do think that we...
In fact, let me help you with that, if I can. Let me help you with that for just a moment, if I might, all right?
A lot of times you have to worry about agents, and I tell
Okay?
people this.
There you go. Take a look at that tree. That has been here, not just lately. I didn't just put that up. You guys know who've been here with me all through the year. That thing's been there all through the year. 24/7, 365, that thing is here. Lit up and adorned with all of the decorations that were donated to us by the Hellraisers. Every single piece of, well, anything that's on that tree other than the lights came from the Hellraisers. Every single one. Morning, Steve Hall.
We want to be one of those companies that people look at and say they're honest,
There you go.
they have integrity, and they do a good job. So thank you for saying that, and of course, it's something that we strive to be better at every day, especially in the world where real estate agents right now are kind of under the magnifying glass with lawsuits that are going
Getting
on.
into the news here in a couple of minutes after they get done with their real estate chatting.
So,
And once again, let me remind you, we are going to be on tomorrow. We normally aren't on Wednesdays now with our revised schedule, but because it's the Thanksgiving holiday Thursday, we will be on tomorrow on my Instagram live feed, which is at #HalMoss_news, and we spell Hal Moss, MAAS. Okay.
And you're, head and shoulders above these. Hey, you haven't got to buy a house for me today. Some of these. And I'm sorry, I'm not.
some would argue I sound like that, which is fine.
Well, the voice part, but not that you didn't have the cigarette in your hand, right?
People start getting ready to give gifts like I got from Johnny last year. This is the gift I got from Johnny last year.
Being a younger clientele and everything else, you need to be
The reason why that's significant,
this new way of marketing. And
this lamp thing, is because they actually gave me a real leg lamp. He and his former sidekick, partner, on air when we were at a different radio station several years ago, gave me the actual leg lamp as a gift, and I sat there with a blank look on my face, had no idea what that was, the significance of it, because I've never seen the movie that it was a central figure in. Linda hasn't even started shopping, prepping for Christmas, but not time yet. Come on. That's the beauty of Amazon. You don't have to start shopping until about 2 days earlier than Christmas. I used to do that. Once upon a time, I was a solid December 24th shopper in a smaller town where you could, all the concentrated shopping, basically into about 2 blocks of downtown, could be handled in the span of an hour or two, just on that 1-2 block stretch. And I was able to get everything I needed for anybody I needed. Look at this. Cindy is 90% done with shopping. When do you start? My late aunt used to do this. She used to start shopping in like February or March because that was when there weren't nearly as many people in the stores. She wasn't pressured to get things. She was able to kind of absorb what was out there, and without any pressure to buy, if she saw something she liked, she'd get it then. She wouldn't wait until the season when it might not be available. And so by the time we got to around, say September, October, she was already done with her Christmas shopping because she had gone throughout the year getting stuff whenever she saw it rather than waiting until it was crunch time. RB wants to know, am I the father in the HBO hit show Succession? I know, number one, I'm not, and two, I haven't got HBO, so I haven't seen the show. Do I look a little bit like him? Is that what you're saying? January normally, but you didn't start until September this year. Well, still, that's good. A lot of people don't. The other thing about it is if I hear somebody in conversation say about something that they think that they would really like to have, and it's like March or April, I get it right then. Because then they won't realize that they wonder, how did I know what was they wanted? Well, because you said back in March or April that's what you wanted. That has been a secret to success that has served me for years. Mel hasn't even started yet. Good morning, Herbie. But that's the thing. I have my ears open and radar up when I'm hearing people in conversation at any time of the year. And if I ever hear them say they like a particular item and would like to have it at some point, all of a sudden that goes in the old back of the memory there, so that if I see it, I get it, no matter when it happens to be, so that when December rolls around, wow, there it is. How did you remember I want? Well, because you said so back in March. Morning, Tamra. I used to have a next-door neighbor who had that name. Some people pronounce it Tamara, but this particular young lady pronounced it Tamra. Am I seeing beep beep here? Morning, Tom. No, Tamra. I'm sorry. Tamra's still there. Again. Again, I'm trying real hard because the type is a little bit small. It's hard for me to see some of it, but I'm getting better at it. I believe Beep Beep is here. And of this 8-year thing that we have been calling the Hellraisers get-together on live stream, she is our senior member. Beep Beep where? Morning, Barry. Jen's Blue Eyes, good morning to you. Yeah, Beep, we've got a different schedule, and it's hard to keep up with at any point. We're on, because not everybody wants to be on every platform, so we kind of get around to you now at this point, rather than make you come to us. Facebook Mondays, and I know from the past you said you never go there. That's fine. You don't have to. But we're here on Tuesdays, TikTok, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Instagram, and we do news all of them. 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Hurley Medical Center. If you're suffering from chronic back or neck pain, Hurley has the solution. Individualized patient-centric treatment plans to get you back to the activities you love. Visit HurleyMC.com. Well, the UAW announced yesterday that GM, Ford, and Stellantis have officially voted to ratify 4.5-year contract agreements. Those deals all similar among each of the big three, with a few individual tweaks in each one. Contracts all including more than 20% wage increases, cost of living adjustments, retiree bonuses, shortening the time to reach top wages, and more benefits. A judge issuing a preliminary injunction that will allow folks to bring guns into Flint City Council meetings at City Hall. Guns are still prohibited in other public spots within the building, though. The city had recently announced plans to make City Hall a gun-free zone. Governor Whitmer yesterday signed legislation that prohibits individuals in Michigan convicted of a misdemeanor related to domestic violence from possessing firearms for at least an 8-year period. AAA forecasting more than 1.7 million Michiganians are going to travel 50 miles or more during the Thanksgiving holiday travel period, and that is up by more than 2.5% over last year. Poor Pistons, they lost again, this time to the Denver Nuggets, 107-103. Pistons have now lost 12 in a row. Senior PGA Championship set to return to the state of Michigan. It'll be played at the Golf Club at Harbor Shores in Benton Harbor on the 23rd through the 26th of May. 6th time the tournament's been held at that course. And to cap this one off, nobody won the Powerball jackpot last night, so tomorrow it's going up to $313 million. And tonight the attention is on the Mega Millions jackpot, which is $289 million. Good luck if you're playing. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Forecast calling for off and on showers most of the day today, with temperatures settling in at around 45. Winds out of the east-southeast at 10 to 14, becoming southerly this afternoon, perhaps gusting as high as 25 miles an hour. Showers continue into the evening hours before moving out late tonight, leaving us with cloudy skies overnight and temps around 34. Generally cloudy day expected tomorrow and about 43. And then on Thanksgiving Day Thursday, nice day ahead, plenty of sun, about 45. Right now it is 38 in Flint. In Saginaw, 35.
WRSR Owasso Flint. It's time for the 8 a.m. Foxhole People Poll.
Call Johnny and Steph and tell them what you think. All right, so I've been making homemade sausage stuffing forever. Today is National Stuffing Day.
Okay.
And I asked you what you do, and you do the instant stuffing mix.
I do the stovetop with sausage.
With sausage added to it,
Yep.
so basically the same, except it's the stovetop stuffing version
Yeah.
is what I put together.
And I make sure I get all the sausage grease in there, a little extra butter.
And do you put chicken stock in there too?
No.
No? Nope. Some people, I was reading the other day, said you put turkey stock in if you can.
Yeah?
But anyway, so my question on National Stuffing Day, we've talked about this.
You think he's going somewhere, Beep? He's always there.
You create a lot of answers.
He is taking time off during the month of December. He'll be gone for like a week or so.
I don't think I've ever had it.
I know I've never had it.
And it's a big thing.
Yeah?
Some people like giblet gravy. That's something that my wife always made for my father-in-law because he insisted on it, but I'm not big on that either.
Right.
So what is it? What is your stuffing? And somebody, yesterday, Dana, one of our regulars, suggested making stuffing balls, kind of deep, or frying them up. Basically, you bind the stuffing with a little bit of egg, and then you
Hello there. Good morning, Frederick.
saute it, or maybe even deep fry it, and then you dip those stuffing balls in the cranberry relish.
Ooh. Hey, I wonder if you could do them in an air fryer.
You probably could. You could do them in an air fryer as well, sure. And then, and of course, my kids are going to insist that they get ranch dressing for them, my grandkids.
In my house, it's Catalina.
Yeah. But I would try the relish. So what kind of stuffing is your kind of stuffing? 810-230-9777. That's our telepoll this morning. Tell us about your stuffing.
Welcome, April.
Tell us about
I get it.
your Thanksgiving stuffing, please. Kanye, don't call. 103.9 The Fox.
Yeah, you know, that pineapple on pizza thing, what he likes, and he'll tell you this tons of times that you talk about him, is that he likes pineapple on flatbread, but not on pizza. Morning, Paul. Welcome. There is an age-old debate going on in this radio show regarding whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza. Beep Beep has been a long-time staunch advocate of that topping. But Johnny says if you put pineapple on it, you can't call it a pizza because pizza, in its truest form, has certain types of ingredients, and pineapple is not one of them. That's one of those things that were concocted by the people in California, according to him. And that's where Beep is. She's out in Riverside. But in actuality, it was invented by a Canadian restaurateur. OJ Smooth is here. All you guys that are here now can share in our Smile Source from the 365 Dogs calendar, which is a dog named Sella, an Australian Shepherd who lives in Waverly, Missouri, here in the United States. This is Sella, the Australian Shepherd from Waverly, Missouri. There's your Smile Source. Running through the snow. We don't have any snow, but we got some rain this morning. And that's going to be a problem for my dog who wants to run through. He doesn't want to run through rain. So I'm going to have to coax him out again, and we're going to have to do that. Stop with the pineapple thing. Oh, Beef is a staunch advocate of that. In fact, she said, and she's on record as saying that in the pizza joint in which she's been working, 75% of the requests come in for pineapple as a topping. Yes, how about that, Australian Shepherd, right? All right. Morning, Ben Guy. Thank you guys so much for your attention and your attendance and hanging out here for as long as you're able to on this Tuesday, the 21st of November. Tomorrow morning, we're going to shift on over to Instagram. We normally do it on Thursdays, but we're going to do it tomorrow because Thursday will be off for the Thanksgiving holiday. Hope you'll join us. In fact, we hope you'll join us now all around the live streaming dial because we're on Facebook Mondays, TikTok Tuesdays, Instagram normally Thursdays, and then on Fridays we are on Twitch. We call it Glitch, but we're there, and we will be again this Friday. So have yourselves a pleasant, peaceful, productive Tuesday, and come on back and join your friends here in the Hell Hole tomorrow morning on Instagram, okay? Okay.